So here we are, game number 2, Viper versus Saymyname. This is the first platinum set in T90 Titans League, and I was just explaining that I really think that this is a good matchup for Saymyname. Excited to see how the players perform here, but very similar to game number 1, I think Viper's Civilization has a few more power spikes. The plus 100 gold, the plus 100 food you receive with Ethiopians at the start of each age, you can use that to maybe get an edge. The faster firing archers, you can use that to get an edge. But overall, Britons, they have the cheaper TCs, they have the faster working ranges, they have additional range on their archers, and they also have the sheep bonus. They have a Dark Age bonus, and that's before you even talk. Did I say cheap TCs? I mean, we could talk about that. We could talk about that if players need to transition into stable units. Britons also get better blacksmith upgrades there. So, again, I think I prefer Britons here. I was a little confused by Viper's draft. So I guess if he picked Mayans game 1 and he's not playing with them here, he'll probably want Mayans on Gold Rush, though. So that's not too confusing. If you watch the Resurgence tournament, we basically based our Arabia version around that. However, this is a bit weird. Basically, players typically have 3 woodlines to work with, so it's a bit more closed off. It's a little less punishing than, say, King of the Desert. This is a full wall off here for Saymyname, and it's almost one of those things that's bad for you, too, because you take it, and let's say crossbows come around, you have to loop the whole way around to get to them. So, I'm not actually sure that ends up being a good thing. It looks like 2 woodlines just connected to each other here. It certainly would be good for protection in this area, so we'll see. I could definitely see gold being awkward for him. The positioning of this is pretty brutal compared to Viper's. Classic Viper map packs. This gold might be the one that's preferred, so... yeah, I mean, opportunities for the Snake. Definitely has the more standard map gen, let's put it that way. There's no bugs. There's no resources missing. You don't call restarts or go back to the drawing board just for some awkwardness here or there. That can happen. And we'll see what the strategy ends up being for Saymyname. Sometimes if you see a player building a house out here like this, and you have a gold like that, sometimes that means he's going to make a barracks next. And we'll see. G-Bent, we would have gone for Gold Rush if Viper would have lost. But since Viper won, we have Saymyname's home map. But it is play all 3, so we will see Gold Rush. Saymyname should be fine. Okay, so this is a nice indicator. He sees Viper has the mill already. And this will tell him Viper's not going for the drush. And he is going for the drush. Now, Viper's actually opened 3 on wood. So if I'm Saymyname and I see this... I'm thinking, oh, crap, this guy's going to go archer, so he's kind of expecting pressure from me. So essentially what Viper's doing here is he says, I hope he drushes me. I hope he delays his feudal age. I just want to rush feudal age as quickly as possible. And I actually really like that idea as a whole because it is... otherwise, if you stay in Dark Age, you're just delaying one of the bonuses you get with Ethiopians, right? Plus 100 food, plus 100 gold. That's something you want as fast as possible. I think rushing to feudal age to take advantage of that is always a good play. But yeah, I think, part of the reasoning for this build order from Saymyname could have been how wallable he sees his map is on the side here. And also, him maybe thinking to protect the gold. I personally, if I have a gold like this, I also rush feudal because the worst case scenario is if you rush, do no damage, and then they have archers on you really fast. But I'm looking at Viper now, and Viper has not scouted anything, so let's see if he's got his quick walls ready. Saymyname does know about the gold, so I mean, you can try and hit the berries, you can try and hit the wood, but you could also deny the gold from Viper. I guess it's a little less effective because Ethiopians get the extra resources. But what you don't want to do is show Viper this. You do not want Viper to know that this is happening. And again, you see the woodline? Viper's like, what is happening here? Viper's very confused. And okay, he just saw it. And Saymyname knows he's been spotted. And now he loops around. This is where Viper needs to drop off the wood with these guys. He needs a mining camp fast, and he needs a palisade. Okay, this is not bad for Saymyname. Look at this. So he's keeping Viper over here next to the gold. Viper's just walled it in. Oh, no, dude. Oh, this is so much less effective now. Okay, now Viper attacks. I still think, listen, this whole strategy is not designed to get kills. This whole strategy is meant to delay, right? So I still think that this is actually okay for Saymyname, because behind this, he's on the way to Feudal Age, and he's going to have his own range. Now, as for what his eco looks like while he has to do all this stuff, that's a different thing. You know, this could be a little problematic, like having 2 villagers on the new lumber camp's not what you want. You need villagers on gold now. But in the end, Viper gets his mining camp up, and Viper gets his range up, which is pretty much what Viper wanted. Oh, and Viper's also making militia. Oh my god. This is honestly really sick. This is really sick. Normally, you would never go up this fast for Man-at-Arms, and then be able to do all of this, and also afford the wood upgrade, and also the Man-at-Arm upgrade. This is, oh, geez. I don't think Saymyname ever expects this. He's expecting straight archers. Every step of the way. He's going to wait for that archer to arrive, and he thinks that's it. Look at this range. He does not know about this, guys. He has no clue. And if Viper sees this, Viper could kill 2 villagers and have a very fast victory here. Let's see how quickly Saymyname can react. He will probably just attack the scout. Uh-oh. I think you have to run and delete the range. And he's going to try and run. There's the range, another range. He doesn't delete the other one. Viper kills a villager just like that. And yeah, you have to get rid of this one. Wow, what a great play from Viper here. That's sick, man. I think going for the fast blacksmith is a little ambitious. I don't know if he'll be able to afford fletching. Also, he has to be careful not to lose a villager here. Little revenge and Saymyname! He can't get it! Are you kidding me, Viper? But wait, you've got another villager here. He will lose this one. And, well... Get her! No! Can't get her. Woof, what a crazy game. 1-1 now with the kills. We have archers on the way for Saymyname. By the way, though, Viper's had 35 seconds of TC idle time. And after it's all said and done here, Viper actually is behind in villagers. That's pretty crazy to see. Again, Viper, he built the blacksmith. He can't... I don't think he can afford fletching yet. I think he's idling his TC for fletching as we speak. But, you know, that's a lot of TC idle time for the snake. That's minus 2 villagers just because of that. But he certainly deemed it worth it, right? Like, to get fletching here is going to smother Saymyname, because Saymyname is making archers for the Man-at-Arms, and now he's going to have skirms that have these upgrades. And he's probably going to be looking at this like, wait, what? How are you affording this? Again, the power spikes of Ethiopians is what Viper wanted to use here, and Viper with 2 easy kills there. Great spot for him to be in. Still not really creating villagers like that. He's housed now really badly. He's still housed. Still housed. Saymyname, if he knew Viper was housed like this, would continue to play. But it looks like he's going to die. He leaves his gold. What an interesting one. 2 minutes of TC idle time for Viper. That's insane. You just never see that. He's 5 villagers behind from what we... Oh my god! And the militia killed the vill on the farm, man. What a play from Saymyname, who's now 6 villagers up on the Viper. But he won't know that. He will not know that, and it's also not easy to ever push this back. And Viper says, F you, Robo, looks like we have to ban this guy from tournaments for disrespectful. Being disrespectful to the opposition. Obviously, Viper's trolling. Alright, that's a sign of respect. Alright. Saymayname's a troller boy as well, to be honest. All these guys are making jokes all the time. And wow, 6 villager lead, but can Saymyname keep his villagers alive now? Because this army is just so awkward to deal with. And Viper's micro is so good. 9-3 KD. Okay, here the gates going up. These archers are hitting vills. Got skirm v skirm over here. Ah, true. Fully upgraded. That's what Viper meant. He's giving him tips. He's saying, hey, get fully upgraded units next time. And those faster firing archers do make such an impact here. And the Man-at-Arms still have so much value. Saymyname needs to leave this woodline. I think so. Apparently, he doesn't need to leave the woodline. I would have left it. And now Viper's towered this one. The pressure is on from the snake. And overall, guys, I mean, his eco must be better. Even though he has less villas, I think his eco is better because of the amount of idle time Saymyname has had. He's had to move off of so many different resources. He's really struggled to get any control. I like the fight we're seeing in him, though. And I like the fact he's continuing to fight here because I think a lot of players would have felt overwhelmed and just called it. Not in Platinum League, though. Maybe like, way down when Silver happens, you know, after the first season concludes and we have to do Silver to replace people in Gold. Still, we got some fighters there, but maybe there people resign early, but not here, man. Okay, now the Skirms have armor, so Viper's going to get another Vil pick, you'd think. He will. Yes, there you go. But at this point, the army that Saymyname has is so much stronger than Viper's. The Man-at-Arms are now gone. Skirmishers receive 1 damage from all Viper's archers. Doesn't matter how fast they fire, just a big problem. Behind this, though, are you kidding me? Viper making a stable. He knew it was going to happen. He saw the consistent skirm production. He knew exactly what that would mean. Pretty open at home, but he's waiting for the scouts. And it'll actually be interesting because if Saymyname is going to expect any scouts, he's going to start to make archers now. So he's making the archers now that he's back on gold, but he's not expecting the scout to come from here. And so now he has to add the spearmen, and now he's like, wait, what? And so Viper will play this game where he tries to snipe all the archers and all the spearmen so his scouts can hold. I don't know. I mean, with the hill here and the spearmen, I think Saymyname could actually do a pretty good job. It'd be fun to see this game go towards Castle Age. I mean, it feels like we're getting there. It all depends on if Viper can get value from his micro here. Again, spearmen to the side. Otherwise, it dies. Yup, big problems. This is exactly what we meant. Having that many skirmishers has now left Saymyname a little bit vulnerable. And now he has to leave his gold. Over here, by the way, Viper has 2 archers that are going to die to these skirms. Good work from Saymyname to track that. And in the end, he's still really close to clicking up. He is walled this way. So I think, in theory, if he could just get enough gold to go Castle Age, he could maybe just hold... And Viper won't be able to kill any more Vils. Because it seems to me like he does have enough archers in queue right now. And he does have enough food to click up. So he could be okay. It's just, you don't want to lose too many Vils. And the archers fire so fast. Oh, he's got so many weak ones in here. Hasn't lost any, though. Hasn't lost any. Actually impressive. As we have Viper using the market to buy some food. He clicks up and now Saymyname clicks up. What a great series, man. Honestly, a really sick series. 3-2 Eco KD. Very similar to what we saw in the first game. And Viper's scouts, the majority of them are now weak. So Saymyname will be okay. And Viper's stable. We'll see if that will even play an impact as the game goes on here. It's 14-13. Viper is behind in villagers because of the idle time. And Saymyname showing how good he is against someone like Viper. The Viper adding the other scouts certainly gives him more time. And I spoke too soon. I spoke way too soon. Viper's got a lot of range control. And guys, remember I talked about the power spikes of Ethiopians. Viper is going to want to utilize that more. Food and gold are going to come in for free. And now he picks off a couple more villagers. And now it's 39 villagers versus 38. So let's look at Viper's resource counts. It would be pretty gutsy for Saymyname to run forward here. But he just wants to fight on the hill, and he's actually taking some really good fights. I would not be this confident. I would have just avoided the hill, because I'd be terrified. Feels like Viper being up 10 to 20 seconds faster is going to make a big difference here, because then he can have a knight out around the time that Saymyname's getting his upgrades. Viper's still forward. He doesn't have the stone to be able to drop a town center. He's producing out of 1 range at home. And 1 stable on the front. So I guess it's going to be Siege, yeah. Siege Knight is maybe what he's thinking. And Saymyname going to run forward. This is actually a bit of a counter to what Viper's trying to do here. And Saymyname needs a TC right away on this gold. You need to protect that gold as fast as possible. But, you know, what Viper's doing is he has to track this with this army, which means he's going to have 1 knight. Will the knight be enough? Yes, the knight will be enough. I don't think Saymyname knows the stables there yet. Does he know? He does know. Maybe he didn't expect it. Viper snipes a weak Vil. Saymyname's still looking to run forward to Viper's base, though, which means Viper has to pull back. But again, it's just a whole lot of pressure from Viper on Saymyname. Maybe a TC over here for Saymyname. Maybe you give up this gold. And maybe you just fall back here. A Viper doesn't have Bodkin yet, so he's fighting with 6 range. And it's 8 range for the crossbows here. But Viper's Knights are going to get value here. And it's putting a lot of focus on Saymyname's micro. Saymyname doesn't know the siege is going to be coming in. And so, again, I think the move here, again, I'm casting, right? Oh, God, the timing on this is so brutal. I was going to say, I think the move is actually to fall back to the other golds. Obviously, he could still do that. And look at him. He's going in for the siege here. But in doing so, he's going to sacrifice villagers. So Viper is going to get shots off with the siege. Here he's also getting kills. And Viper's going to deny the TC. And this is all so worth it for the Viper. Now, in the end, Viper is going to lose his knights. But the eco KD has risen. And there's more siege. And oh, God. And Saymyname still had to micro this as well. And his micro, this should be an easy kill for him now. Yeah, okay, good micro. And another split. Whoop! Okay, not the best, but he takes out, in the end, a couple knights and some siege. Still has this army around. And you should probably calm down because he does have 2 TCs to produce fills. Which means, as he micros again against Viper, could take out some more siege from Viper. This means that Viper will probably not have a big villager lead. That's 3 mangonels that have gone down now. Wow. Again, Viper didn't have the second TC. He's now going for ballistics, it seems. Saymyname could definitely recover from here, I'd say. Ethiopian Knights do not scale all that well. Oh, God, but this is just a big misplay. No, no, no. He knows it, too. He's like, wait a second. That's a bad move. We got to rewall this fast. Well, at least he noticed, right? Because the idea to place the TC there was correct. I think he just needs to pull his crossbows back over this way. And he's going to place a town center there. And again, I said this woodline is actually bad for him. I think the last thing, though, that I would ever expect from Viper in this type of position is ballistics. Because he only has 10 crossbows. I would just be expecting Viper to boom. And the problem here is going to be Viper could kill insane amounts of villagers or army with this in a second. And Saymyname is really struggling. He's like, do I go forward? Forward would actually be the right idea. But Viper's just on him constantly. He cannot breathe. And now Viper has ballistics. So let's see. He does have some weak crossbows here. So let's see. Okay, he loses 2 just like that. He loses another one. So, I mean, hype over for the ballistics train. And yeah, I mean, Saymyname's looking okay. 49 villagers versus the 52 from Viper. Obviously, Viper has had a lot better worker efficiency. We could actually see that here. Worker efficiency last minute is in the middle. Worker efficiency overall is on the right. But Saymyname does have as many crossbows as Viper, if not more. He will have 3 town centers. He does have stone. He does have gold. And this game will go on. Anyone else really hyped about Saymyname's play here? I'm pretty freaking hyped about it. Because it's been 2 games where he's held on in situations where a lot of other players would have died. Like in Feudal Age last game, looked like he was going to lose 4 villagers, ended up holding. Now, I also think he could have won the first game if he would have had 5 more knights in that one attack. Now he's getting ballistics. It's 59 versus 59 with fills. It's 19 versus 19 with army. Let's go. Again, the faster firing speed does not excite me if it is crossbow v crossbow. I'd love to see Saymyname just have the confidence to move forward, though. He seems... That seems to be the thing for him now. Is Viper has just controlled the game so much. He's really uncertain on what to do. Yeah, they both do patrol into each other here. And there's no micro involved. So Viper's going to lose his army. But he's currently over here. And it's tricky for Saymyname now. Because he doesn't want to make knights because there's crossbows. And he doesn't want to make siege because there's knights from Viper. So Viper does have a step up there. But Saymyname says, who needs knights when I can just use my 8-range crossbows to kill everything you've got? And that seems to be his plan right now. And great move from Viper. He's like, okay, I'm going to pull you away from the important area then. if that's going to be the case. And there he comes with the Knights. So good from Viper. It should lead to these crossbows having to be pulled back. And some quick walls from Saymyname as he runs over here. And Viper has to garrison, which means Viper can't take his gold. But Saymyname with the good reactions. He's got the walls down. But now there's still... You notice what Viper did there. I mean, he distracts him. And now he comes right back on the hill. And such an important hill to have as well. I think you have to go for a Siege Workshop if you're Saymyname. If there's one Mangonel, I can understand having the confidence, but I think you have to go for the Siege Workshop. Viper adding more ranges. And the crossbows could sneak into Viper's economy. Oh, my word. Viper's feeling like a god right now, and I don't blame him. But look at this. He's going to lose quite a few villagers here. And by quite a few, I mean 1. Make it 2. And then also the crossbow mass is so high for Saymyname right now. It's incredible. But he has to keep his TC up. And he's repairing with the repair hockey, which is such a bad move. If you repair with the repair hockey, the villagers, they clump like that. If you right-click it, they repair on the outer ring. Full garrison. Viper could lose his Mangonel to the TC. He does. Oh, God. Saymyname, stop using the repair hockey. If you don't do that, you're fine. He's lost so many villagers, and here he comes. He's now going to fight with villagers. The other ones are going to repair, and he still has this army microing against Viper, excuse me. But in the end, he will take the Mangonel. Viper's going to lose it, and he could lose his crossbows, and then Viper still has to deal with this, and we have an incredible game here. 100 villagers for Saymyname, who barely squeaked in based on tournament rankings to the top 24. But you can't say he doesn't deserve it. And oh my God. Yeah, style. Style on him. Let's go. Flex on him. He's like, this is the area where you walled my militia in. I remember that. How's this make you feel? Huh? How's this make you feel? Which villagers did that to my friends? You know, they're going right back to the gold. Viper's probably going to clear it up anyways. But there's a new crossbow force. During that micro, Viper lost all of this as well. Viper has now fallen off completely with control. And Saymyname is on the way to Viper's base with a new mass. Again, the important thing here, I mean, it's a play all 3. Even if you get 3-0'd here, you're still going to be fine to be able to compete over the next groups. But, guys, if you consider Viper the better player here, which I think most people will, if he loses a game to Saymyname, that might actually have a big impact later on in the group. It might have a great impact for Saymyname later on if, let's say, it's really close for him to stay alive and he needs a couple extra victories. Obviously, whoever he might be competing with at whatever stage of the group might also have to play Viper. So just things to think about in this type of format. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, we have a castle going up here, and Saymyname just says, screw your siege. He uses 3 crossbows to take out another Mangonel from Viper. And to be fair, I guess Viper hasn't even noticed it, as he's just rolling home right now, and Saymyname's just wrecking him. So this is a player who used to be known as Yellow, and then he changed his name to Saymyname a couple years ago. People still do refer to him as Yellow from time to time. And he has to run away now because Viper has the Elite Skirm. And this is an important moment. I think if he can get away here and not lose the rest of his crossbows, he's fine. But if he loses them... Okay, that's good micro. If he loses them, Viper starts to even things out a bit more. And yeah, he needs to get his own siege out right now. Viper having Elite Skirm and the faster firing crossbows now is simply too much for just crossbows. 33 on food for Viper, though. His food eco is actually incredible throughout this. Getting Wheelbarrow now, something that Saymyname doesn't have. And we're going to see Saymyname's farm count go higher as well, don't get me wrong. He's on 4 town centers now. And he's actually been able to sneak away with this group of crossbows. Sending another group over here to hit Viper. And now Viper's probably struggling to find ways to do damage to this guy. But again, how Saymyname didn't crumble, I'll never know. It was such an impressive display from him. I mean, yeah, in theory, Viper could loop over here, but Viper's more exposed, and we're seeing it now. Saymyname hitting Viper here. Saymyname also going to loop in here, but I don't think he can actually hit anything. Really big loop for Viper. This is interesting, man. And he's even bringing the siege with him. And I don't think Saymyname will ever expect this. It's a very weird thing to loop around like this, especially when you're making a castle on the front of your base. Viper's going to be looking at this, and if he notices it, that is, and he's like, is he actually going to deny this, or is he going to turn around? And, yep, he notices, and he says, crap. And now, Saymyname is able to just kind of camp this and say, haha, where's your army? And look at this. I mean, this is not something you see every day from Viper. This is a clear mistake. There was no opportunity to do damage here. Should have just protected himself at home, and I think he would have been fine. He is making life more awkward for himself than he really needed to. So Viper here, he says, okay, I'll show you what I can do. And let's see. We should see an attack round on the side. That's normally the move because you expect the split from Viper. Okay, here come the villagers. You got to... The biggest thing here, I think, is actually keeping the crossbow mass alive. It's not even just killing the skirms. It's just getting out of here with whatever crossbows you can. And Viper says, whatever you can do, I can do too. Maybe not as pretty there as he does take a shot, but at the end of the day, he does trade versus crossbows. He'll finish his castle, and he'll be on his way to in. So, guys, remember what I mentioned about how Britons are even more flexible in this stage. Britons get the final armor upgrade on their cav. And Viper's going to see this now. This is be interesting. Viper will probably make more crossbows, but he's going to see the stable switch with this small group. Now, this I like. The whole group with the siege running to this side, I didn't like. But this is good. But, you know, what do you do if it is going to be light cav raids from Saymyname? Saymyname's going to try and complete a castle here for map control. And he's even got some crossbows here as well. I mean, this is going to go super late. And listen, I don't want to say that this is... I don't want to exaggerate. You know, it's the first series in the Platinum League, T90 Titans League, you know, event I spent months working on. I really believe in, blah, blah, blah. So I don't want to exaggerate. It's possible this could be an exaggeration. But has this not been one of the best Arabia games that you've seen in a hot minute? This is really, really good. Listen, I watch a lot of Arabia, and I cast a lot of tournaments. Again, for the reasons I mentioned, maybe, just maybe, there's some, you know, slight bias in this because it's the debut of the T90 Titans League. But this game is fantastic, man. This game is fantastic. Look at Viper's Monk. He's like, oh, I love God. I'm going to get relics. What? He actually noticed that, but the crossbows get additional range for Britons. And Saymyname was camping that, but now you have Viper heading over there with the skirms. And he, too, places a castle very defensive. This is a great game, but I do think that Saymyname has the edge. He has had more army for a while now. His economy is even looking stronger. And I do also think he's got the slight edge in terms of the initiative here. Obviously, getting the upgrades before Viper has done a lot here, as Viper has to now send villagers to the other areas, and Viper is pretty clearly going to be in need of skirmishers. Now, we already have a trebuchet here from Saymyname, and I think he's going to send his light cav here. But, guys, did he forget that he gets any blacksmith upgrades for his cav? Because I'm worried about that fact. The fact that he doesn't have any blacksmith upgrades for his cav is super weird. Viper's getting conscription here, and when he completes chemistry, he'll be able to make bombard cannons. Okay, finally, he's getting scale barding armor. That was, like, super late. I feel like scale barding could have been in on the way to Imp. Even +2 armor could have been in on the way to Imp. Kind of hoping for Saymyname that doesn't end up hurting him. But he's even got trebs over here. So he's got trebs on both Viper castles. And Viper was going to deal with this one, but I don't know if Viper can deal with this one at the same time. He can't repair 2 castles. Is Viper going to lose a game in his first series in T90 Titans League against a player who actually has surprised him in the past? King of the Desert 4. Viper was down 2 games to Saymyname and had to come back to win 3-2, if I recall. Now Viper's skirm army is looking pretty good, though, because the final armor will be in. Saymyname realizes this and has to back away to his trebs. Also, we'll need to get repairs in on his trebs, because Viper's trying to treb down the trebs. That's another thing you could talk about, too, how Britons are better off there. Man, if Saymyname doesn't get the final armor in, though, on his cav, he could end up losing more cav than he ever should here. Like, this is a really big deal. He does... No, he doesn't take out the castle, excuse me. Viper might take out some trebs here. Viper takes out one of them and may even take out the next. These villagers were sent to repair the other treb. So they are not moving now because the treb's gone. More light cav coming forward. Again, they're melting, man. Because he doesn't have the armor. They're melting and Viper holds. Viper actually holds on this time. And now he has bombard cannons. Now he will probably lose one or two of those bombard cannons. But what a great hold for Viper. And Saymyname just needs to be... You need to be so perfect to get the victories in these types of situations. He needs to be a little bit wiser and more timely with his upgrades. But I guess in the end, he does take out this castle from the Viper. He is getting more upgrades. And maybe he has the luxury to just back up on one of these sides for a second and breathe. Here he is with the light cav having that mobility. Viper's treb's exposed. Viper's treb will go down. Light cav surrounding it could also go down. Big problems for the snake. He's trying to get that death ball rolling of bombard cannons, though. He does have a really high population at the moment, but he doesn't have a ton of control. Though he's hoping to change that because he can take the stone and the gold here, which will be a big deal. Little Arbalest raid here for Viper. That shouldn't go too far either because you've got skirms here. So I think with the TC garrison or just the skirms, you're fine. It would be annoying if Saymyname doesn't notice a couple arbs getting by there, but I'm just going to assume he does. And now he's dropping a castle here. But Viper has the death ball, guys. Viper has the death ball. He's got bombard cannons, the faster firing arbs, and the skirms. And Saymyname deletes that. You know, he can't take this gold at the moment. And I don't know if he has this gold scouted. Let me see. He doesn't have that gold scouted, guys. So Viper's got this gold locked down now. He's got this gold he could still take. And he's got this death ball. And Viper could still do this. And I can't help but feel like a lot of this came down to, or has come down to, the lack of blacksmith upgrades from Saymyname. He prioritized the right units. He even did the right things, I think. Trying to pressure this castle, for example, was really good. But he's struggling now. And Viper goes for Torsen engines. He says, I'm not finished yet. And so now not only the arbs fire faster, but the siege does more splash damage. This is tough to kill. This is really, really tough to kill. This is tough to kill for any civilization. What Britons would have to do against this typically is use their mobility with the cav to try and raid, which we're not necessarily seeing. And Viper's even thinking about that himself. Little army over here for Viper will get cleared up. Yeah, Saymyname is building up treb numbers to hit this castle. But he also needs to build up army numbers to defend this castle. And he's going to have to repair this. And this is... I mean, I'm just waiting for one big shot from Viper, and those skirms are going to disappear. This needs to be repaired massively. Also, no masonry. I mean, you know, Viper's already on siege engineers. A very expensive university technology. Viper's Treb was just waiting for this. And now he realizes it. And we'll see what he ends up doing. I think he's just going to give it up. Get ready. Because when Torsen Engines hits... it's going to be insane. But guys, Saymyname has 0 villagers on gold. It's a crazy thing. He doesn't see any gold he can take. He's going to be fighting with just trash units. And he had to sell so he could get the final armor on the light cav, which is a really good move, by the way. He needs to do that. Can you imagine, though, if he saw this gold? Oh, man. And look at Viper's Arbalest. This guy's scouting it. Viper knows. He knows. He's got the scouting on that. He also has 3 relics, so he knows maybe if he doesn't have gold, I'm okay. But the light cav and the Arbalest from Saymyname are actually heading towards the monastery, so Viper might need to lock that down. He is going to have ranged army there. And he still hasn't been able to take this castle out. And I love what we're about to see from Saymyname. I love this idea. Again, with the upgrades being late, it does hurt. But the idea is it'll be more awkward for Viper to fight in this position if he's getting raided on 2 sides. So he's trying to spread his wings to fly a little bit here. And here he goes. And here he's going to try as well. See, like, now Viper's distracted. That's the theory. And now he goes in. But I don't know if you go in against Torsen Engines. He didn't know until now that Viper had Torsen Engines. What a disaster. What a disaster. And Viper even has the Vills there, too, repairing the cannons. Still, though, the raid is here. We still have Trebs as well. And now it's tough for Saymyname because he needs to raid with some stuff, but he also has to defend with everything kind of at the same time. Now getting Masonry and getting Hoarding, so his castle will have even more HP. Stables from Viper, though. He is prepping Hussar, guys. And even though I've stated that Ethiopians do not get the final armor upgrade, Viper actually has units that are pretty much the same strength because of having Hussar and also having some of the attack upgrades. And wow, what a game, man. What a game. It would be so gut-wrenching for Saymyname to lose this. But to me, it feels like it's getting there, and it all comes down to this castle. But again, Saymyname, he's losing all of his skirms. Torsen Engines is just insane. Also, is it possible that Saymyname doesn't know that skirmishers aren't affected by Yeoman? Because that's a pretty expensive technology to go in for right now. And yeah, Saymyname is going to lose everything on this side. Viper's been extremely patient. He hasn't bit at all. There's been instances where Saymyname will try and force Viper's hand in other areas, hoping that Viper would be distracted here. But he just continues to remain consistent. And his economy seems in the better spot. He's got the relics. He has some gold income to work with. Saymyname does not. And yet now Saymyname's starting to lose his forces here. This might be Saymyname realizing that this will be over if he doesn't take an engagement soon. And so here he is. I mean, in theory, if he can just snipe the ARBs, suddenly the light cab become a whole lot more effective. Viper only has 24 ARBs. So if he could back away now, just back away, back away, back away, after killing some ARBs, maybe it's better. But my worry now is, now Viper gets to raid a little bit, as he will do a loop-de-loop, and I'm sure that then Saymyname's not going to have an answer. And what Viper has had against the light cav has been Arbalest. What Saymyname has against light cav is, or Hussars, I guess, would be his own light cav. He hasn't been making ARBs because he doesn't have gold income. So, yeah, just big problems right now for poor Saymyname. And I can't help but feel like this gold would have changed everything. 49 food is more than enough for light cav. Is someone saying it's not enough? It's more than enough. The problem is he has to make skirms and light cav. That's the issue. Viper doesn't really have to rely on that as much. The Viper's not spending as much food. Now, I know everyone likes to be like, 80 farm, light cav spam. Yeah, I know that that happens. But no, his farming eco is actually fine. But it's the fact that it's skirms and light cav and then lacking upgrades. And Viper's death ball is just so hard to stop. And wow, at 170 pop, Saymyname calls it. He kind of knows how this is going. He sees Viper's building a castle here. He's getting raided here, and he just knows, I can't hit him anywhere. If he were to show up here, I actually am not a big fan of that GG timing, personally. I like to see players fight on a little bit more, but I do understand it. He feels like there's castles everywhere he goes for Viper now, and Viper's just going to have his way with him and raid him, and this death ball is just going to loop over and start to take this out. He just felt so hopeless in this situation, I imagine, and had to call it. Man, I feel like, okay, two things changed this game, though. I'm gutted for ACCM. What a great series. Viper gets the win. I think what makes the difference here is if this gold is spotted, that this gold would have done so much. And then also, Saymyname, if he would have had his armor upgrades coming in while he was on his way to Imp. Because, let me go back, excuse me. Okay, they're not on the way to Imp yet. Sorry, I don't remember the exact moments. It's got to be somewhere around here. Yeah, like at this stage, he's getting the stables out. He's got enough on food. This is the standard time to start getting those upgrades. And, I mean, he's getting the stable upgrades, but he didn't have the blacksmith upgrades. And it felt like there were a couple fights, and I keep calling him ACCM, apparently. I don't even know. My brain just is saying the same thing for me. Sorry. But Saymyname, he had the position, and there were just a couple fights where his light cav didn't contribute quite as much. I think that, and then spotting this gold with an outpost would have made a really big difference for him. And it's just the small things, right? Saymyname has the skill to put Viper in that type of position, but Viper obviously able to finish it off in the end. Viper goes up 2-0. But this small stuff is so hard to focus on when you have to do so many different things. There's the total resources collected. What a game. What a game. And I should say, because I don't know exactly how we're doing this here, I know this full best of is going to the T90 Extras YouTube channel and straight into the T90 Titans League playlist on the main YouTube channel if you want to find all the action. But I think since the series is new, I think this is going to be an individual game that hits YouTube. So to everyone who hasn't heard about T90 Titans League, this is part of a reoccurring series, promotion, relegation, and Age of Empires 2. So check out the full best of in the description. Check out the playlist. We'll have plenty more. But what a great game. We'll have one more game. It is play all three. And we'll see if Viper can win that one as well. Or if Say My Name can finally get a win on the board here.